This is for the preachers out there. This is for the pastors and the elders of the church, possibly. This is just for people who run church organizations, not to the lost people or the people that are just trying to know Christ. Well, it is to them too, but this is mainly directed towards pastors. I look around all over in this country. I look around in this country and I see these church buildings. You see thousands and billions of church buildings. You see these fancy buildings with wood grain seats and pews, and you see these fancy monuments and pictures of Christ all over the place. Some cults even have like Mary and different things on they worship, but that's another story. But you see these churches, they got all these fancy things on it. These fancy $1,000 railings and gold railings and fancy little things. What are these pastors, what are you doing? Preachers, what are you doing with God's money? There's people in the mission field starving. There's people fighting and spreading the Christ's word all throughout the nations that are starving and that need supplies. What are you doing wasting money on these fancy pews? There's people in this country starving that needs food and transportation to get to hear the word of God. What are you doing wasting God's money on these goofy things? Why are you buying yourself fancy cars and jewelry and nice suits and little rings and fancy things? Why are you wasting God's money? Why are you wasting the money that people give to you? Why are you taking advantage of people's money? Stop doing that. God does not want you to have a fancy church, a fancy pew. Use the money to glorify Christ, not yourself. Not to blend in with the world, not for entertainment. That doesn't glorify God. Stop trying to entertain people and start preaching the Word of God. You start preaching the Word of God, you won't need entertainment in these church buildings. Stop wasting money on fancy guitars and drums. That does not matter. It does not bring glory to Christ. There's people in the mission field dying while you're sitting on your behinds in your nice fancy Rolexes and wearing your fancy Rolexes and nice fancy Mercedes-Benz and an air-conditioned house and all that. Quit wasting God's people's money. Quit wasting God's money. People need to be fed. People need to hear the true gospel. Use the money in the mission field. Use the money to feed a starving family. Use the money to help veterans out. Stop wasting God's money to bring yourself glory and yourself riches. The church building does not need to be fancy. Make sure the roof's not leaking. They can sit on the floor. What do you think they did in the olden ways in the first churches? Stop buying brand new Bibles every year. The Bibles don't wear out that much. At least nowadays don't, because nobody opens them. But anyway, if the Bible's falling apart, then missing a few pages and go buy a couple Bibles. Stop getting everything new. Go to thrift stores. Quit buying fancy suits. Start feeding people the Word of God. Stop worrying about your money. Stop being seeker-friendly. We should be seeker-friendly, but don't change or water down the gospel for that, because you're worried that your money people will leave because they don't want to hear it. Stop wasting God's money, okay? That's what I'm getting at. Stop wasting the Lord's money and stop misleading people. There's people out there that just want to know Christ, that just want to know Jesus, and you're pushing them away with your bull crap, with your lies, with your crap that don't glorify God by entertaining these people, entertaining the lost. Stop doing that. Stop wasting God's money on garbage. It doesn't matter. Start preaching the Word of God. Christ is all that matters, preachers. Not your fancy Rolexes, not your seeker-friendly people, not your riches and your money, because we can stand in the middle of a field and still preach Christ. We don't need a fancy church building. If all your people leave because you preach the true gospel, then so be it. The world will hate us because we're not of the world. If we were of the world, they would have accepted us as the world. Or accepted us with them because we're a part of them, but we're not a part of them. We're a part of Christ if indeed, preachers, you are born again. If indeed you are a child of God. Quit misleading these people that are crying out and need the Lord. Quit misleading people that need help. Quit pushing them off to the side and quit taking the people with the money. The money people need to hear Christ too. And what is the deal with the churches being locked up? People need God 24/7, 365 days a week or a year. 24/7, these church buildings should be open. There's people that need Christ and need help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Why do you only open your doors on Sunday, Wednesdays, and I think Saturdays or something, some of them open? Why are they locked throughout the whole week? That does not bring glory to Christ. Start glorifying Christ. Stop misleading people and stop using God's money in the wrong way.